All I want is an Elsa to +3, okay? I'm a very needy man. It's all I want out of life. Is Elsa to +3 again. I like to Iceman before I Korg. So that way we could have a chance to tag their 2-drop. I think this nerf was really good. If you want to call out nerfs that are likely very impactful, I think this nerf was very good.
Hey man, I'm cool.
Alright, I need this to be a neutral or positive location, please. Well, I mean... what a bag of dicks. Is it this now? I guess I technically, like, lose my Krakoa bonus this way. I could redraw it anyways. I kind of just want to get all of my cards out of my hand, though, yeah? I could do this and hold this for now. I don't hate this. I think we're also supposed to snap here because they have 6 cards in their hand. Or better than 50% to eventually get the Krakoa card. Yeah, but I get the demon down.
Hey, you found a rook.
Okay, so they put an extra rock in my deck, but they're turning 5 cards into 3, and I'm turning 3 cards into 3. Ooh, that's fun. Do I want to make my 1s free next turn? So that way I could play the 1s out and copy Darkhawk? I could also copy Toxin, has value. I don't hate this either. Maybe I do this and we hold the Darkhawk for the last turn to play around. Only the Darkhawk for the last turn lets us play around Shang-Chi. Miles Morales, potentially Cannonball as well. Although I suppose it doesn't really play around Shang if I'm doing this, huh? I suppose I could do this, and this plays around Shang. This will bring these 3 back to my hand, and these 2 stay in play. I think this is the line.
I found a rook.
I like all the people who are very confidently telling me my opponent's deck doesn't play Shang. I'm sorry, you all must be new here. The game I'm currently playing is called Marvel Snap, and in Marvel Snap, every deck is a Shang deck. Just so we're clear. So this is 9. think it's just this. We're gonna end up punting the left. I don't think they could beat us here. How big's the bishop? Is the bishop smaller than 6? The bishop is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, the bishop's 7. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, I think it's just this. Yeah, they're leaving. We should have played Korg left to give up priority. Yeah, it's probably a good take. Watch him killmonger you. That's true. That's true. We were a little sloppy there. Needed to think a little more actively about priority on that last turn for sure. That's fine. That was our first game back bouncing, chat. We gotta get back into the groove of it, okay?
Epic. Legendary.
Ooh. I have been both shagged and Mobiused out of the discard deck. Yep. Mood. So I need to... So it gives me these two back to my hand. I think I want a plus energy card for next turn, yeah? So we'll go here. Is it ever just bishop? And then next turn we just beasties? This just isn't a Black Swan game? I think it's this, actually. I think it's just not a Black Swan game. Clam, 6 for the 19 months. Welcome back. This is kind of a punish for... Kind of a punish for, playing the bishop here. This is plus 3 cards in my hand. This is plus 1 card. Although maybe I do this and I hold the Falcon, so that way I can play and bounce the Hood next turn. So this 3, 4... I guess this bricks my... I'm gonna not play here because I don't think I want to brick my draw. They got a Valentinaed copy of Gore. And then we're able to Frigga it because of Quinjet and the Gen Energy. Oh, man. I think the truest thing I was ever told when we started playing Pokemon Pocket is, why would you want to lose a coin flip in Pokemon Pocket when you could lose a 1 in 200 in Marvel Snap? This is really just one of those moments, right? Like, they hit their 1 in 30 to generate Gore with Valentina, and then they compound that 1 in 30 with the location that let them have enough energy to be able to Frigga copy their 1 in 30. So they hit their 1 in 100 with their 1 in 30. King Chimp, thank you for the 19 buds. It's a pretty brutal variance range. Am I able to see if the black cat was the one that had Iceman on it? I don't think so. Maybe 6 Rep Brothers app. I think a little under 30. Okay, we add Iceman to that one. It's a low collection level player? Not really. Cerebro 6? Yeah, could be. Definitely. Okay, so their hand is empty. Oh, that's cute. Luke undoes the Ghost Rider penalty. That's adorable. No target, yep. I think I wanna ham their Zola, right? It's probably good for us. Victor's a good draw. I think we do this, because I want an extra Korg, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. Demon, Korg, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, you found a rook.
Double Dark Hawk. I don't think I need double Dark Hawk. And the other problem is, if I generate double Dark Hawk, I don't have the ability to, like, bounce or copy Korgs, which means the double Dark Hawks actually aren't that large, yeah?
Victory.
Like, even here, if I played it out at max, it would only be 13, yeah? I think they would have been, like, 9s. And, like, having 2 5/9s isn't really a very good rate. I was playing a similar build to this with Sasquatch in the Darkhawk slot. I could see that. We only have one Hawk enabler in this deck. And there's been less Erishim, so I wonder if it's worth testing not Darkhawk in that slot. I do not think Joaquin Torres is a playable Marvel Snap card. Sage. Sage is an interesting thought. Is it ever werewolf? I don't think it's werewolf. My gut says it's not werewolf. No, we did all pocket yesterday, so I think I'm gonna do all step today. Werewolf makes it awkward to sequence how you're bouncing these types of things. Monkey. Yeah, Monkey's a fine bounce card. Yes, there's also enough Scream that Werewolf is probably bad for that reason, too. Generically, it might be wrong to contest here just because they're a Shang deck, because they're playing Marvel Snap. Sirius, thank you for the 18 months. Appreciate it. Welcome back. Wicked is not a remotely playable card in this archetype. You just don't want to take a turn off for extra energy later. Wicked post-Toxin isn't very good. He was okay in bounce before Toxin, but you just have bounce cards consistently enough that you don't want to take a turn off. I think this is just not a Black Swan game again. I do this, and then I think next turn we like Beast this over here. Shane getting to randomly work because of locations, even when your deck is built to dodge him, is very annoying. Yeah, it's a big part of what makes the card so incredibly strong. It's simply the fact that you literally can't dodge Shang ever in a lot of your games just because of location variance. Yeah, our Darkhawk looks super awkward here. Well, maybe we'll try Sasquatch or Monkey. Either of those would be fine. Joaquin Phoenix isn't good at anything. It's not that he's not good at bounce, it's that he's bad everywhere. Yeah, if this was a monkey or a Sasquatch, we could play it out this turn, yeah. It'd be pretty big. I don't know that this wins. This is what? 11, 17 over here. It might be enough. So I'm playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm getting 10 over here up to 22. I'll live for 1. We're probably supposed to leave here. Oh, wow. I was not expecting them to basically punt the center. God, Rocket and Groot is still so good. Are we good over there? No, I think we're 1 short because Rocket and Groot is still busted. Yep. I really wish they'd take bigger swings with the OTAs. We'd have won this game with the monkey, though, or a Sasquatch. Yeah, just like 3-8 Rocket and Groot on the last turn of the game. It's just like insane value. At least it's not a 3-9. All right, have an advert. We're gonna swap out Darkhawk for something else to continue bouncing when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. Do I have inked crackle on this? I don't. All right, there's only one possible option here. You could not replace the bounce cards in the bounce deck. All right, we got 4 more splits before we're out of boosters, chip. You know, people complain about the new splits, but like, I get that most of them suck, but like most of the splits you were getting sucked anyways, so like, it's really not that, what is happening? It's really not that different. It's really not that different than getting a random rainbow. Do I have to restart my client? What is happening? All right, apparently I'm restarting my client. Banned from splitting cards, yep. Thanks for the 7 months, Sectus. Appreciate the 3 in advance. I'll be here. Daily limit reach. Not even. We haven't bought any boosters. That was so weird. Can't say I've hit that one before. That's almost today. Great. Let's see if it breaks again on us. Spark! Thank you for the 18 months. Welcome back. All right, last monkey split. All right, can't play hit monkey chat. Don't have any crackle for him. Do I have Sasquatch boosters? All right, I have enough boosters for 1 Sasquatch split.
Infinity.
Well, I mean, that's an upgrade for our best Sasquatch at least. That's fine. We're gonna play Hit Monkey anyways. Hey, morning, Kaipo. Hope you feel better soon. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? I'm gonna put the black border on him. I just put him incognito without crackles. Like I put him incognito without crackles. Jeff, I have watched your videos and you have watched none of mine. Ergo, we have a trade deficit and I'm going to have to tariff you. Oh no. No, this is supposed to be a tariff-free zone. Well, we're off to a little bit of a rocky start here, but we at least rolled demon mode. If we find a bounce card, we could be okay here. How many 1 costs do you think are necessary in a bounce stack? I really like 5. Big fan of 5. We like to draw Toxin or Beast or Falcon here. What do you think about the Red Wing buff? Might as well not have happened. It's not remotely a factor in why that card is bad. Yeah, same with Devil Dinosaur. Agreed. The number one thing that consistently happens when I play decks like Bounce is people always insist on cutting cards like Iceman and Korg. And the reason why people insist on cutting these cards is because there is a strong psychological bias against playing them, because you don't get to see the games that those cards win you. Play more proactive disruption. Cards like Korg and Iceman are generically good Marvel Snap cards. They're gonna win you some number of games that you're not gonna be aware that they were the exact reason you won, because the impact of them isn't in your face. I think changing the number on I think people who say changing the number on a card by 1 isn't a big enough impact are deeply and incredibly silly, because you are painting a complex situation in a very black and white manner. So, what do I mean by that? For example, for starters, they're all strict downgrades when you penalize something. But it's also true that the power of certain cards are not related to the number in the upper right-hand corner. Give a pointed example. The -1 point of power on Rocket and Groot is a really relevant point to take away, because the only thing that card does is make numbers. However, you look at MODOK, and MODOK's not really a super relevant card to take one number off of, because in the games where MODOK is doing something, he's gonna effectively be making an absolutely massive number, right? Like he's effectively double-digit powers worth of numbers. What if I did this? What if I did this and then next turn I beasted these? Okay, now I do this. Let's get Iceman back to my hand tier 2. Alright, so any non-hood draw in our deck here is okay. So, I'm gonna play every card in my hand except for one of them. And that means Monkey's going to be 13. So it should be winning the left, or at the very least tying a Thanos. And if we tie a Thanos, we should be able to win the other two locations, yeah? It is technically optimal to copy my monkey on the off chance that they reality stone into a copy of Limbo and we have another turn. They're leaving. Okay. It's the little things, chat. It's the little things. The first time I threw that, there was like, it doesn't matter what we copy, the game is done. But this is a corner case that doesn't cost us any equity to play around. And so we'll play around it.
Frame break.
So I actually think Nocturne's kind of an interesting case study in losing power because I've always been a pretty big proponent of, I think people don't play remotely enough. I think people don't play remotely enough cards that mitigate location variance. And I think much like people should play more Scarlet Witch and Quake and Snowguard, I think Nocturne's better than her play rate implies. Snap on the raft showing up here.
Victory.
Good old-fashioned Marvel retreat. Yeah, for people coming and asking for my thoughts on the OTA might as well have not happened yesterday. It was basically non-existent. Games like this are a good reminder of why I'm a big proponent of 5/1 drops in this archetype. Your draws where you don't start one are so awkward. Feel so much worse. People love to cut my Korgs and my Icemen. They're very silly. I guess we're stacking these together, so in theory we could have a bounce path. It says local man about to draw beast instead of any of his 5 1-drops. Kohori with Bullseye Swarm. I just don't understand why trying to play Kohori with Bullseye Swarm is better than just, like, playing the regular Bullseye Swarm deck. So this is 7 over here. Puts us to plus 10. My hit monkey is 9. They have a demon. I think they don't contest the center because I have so many points there. We'll play for the left here. Koi Cricket, thank you for the gift sub. Appreciate that. Good morning, good morning. How did I know? Because I'm watching their live stream, chat. Should I turn it off? Is that unfair? Everybody knows when anybody has a good read, it's because they were ghosting.
Legendary.
Oh, wait, nobody's ever made a good play in their lives before. Yeah, I like Kohori. I just, like, have already posted... I have a Kohori highlight queued up to post today on the channel. It'll be my 3rd Kohori highlight in 4 days, so... I try not to post too much with the same thing constantly. But yes, Kohori is very much my kind of Marvel Snap card.
Hey, you found a rook.
Inked variants make me happy. Thank you for the biddies as well, Koi. 2 Nikos. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right, our Cosmo senses are on high alert. Says local man about to be Cosmo center. Oh, Killmonger 2 could be Sarah control. That was, in fact, Killmonger. All right, we're looking to draw any of our 3 bounce storks here. What a lovely bounce stork. They're snapping me? I just got rid of their Killmonger. Time Theater. Yeah, that's true. No, because it was their leftmost card, and they only played 1 card. So they definitely didn't Time Theater it. Because it would have... It literally can't be Time Theatered. It could be Mobius. Oh! They're just snapping because they have Sarah on 4. They just have Sarah on 4. This seems good, yeah? I'm demoning this, I'm drawing off of this, I'm bouncing these three. I need to try and not have priority though, right? I guess I probably don't have priority with that. A small chance. If they play anything, we won't have priority. They were snapping double Sarah? Does double Sarah matter though? If... I'm not sure this actually matters. Yeah, they're like tech cards plus Star Brand would be my expectation. Both of these moving cards to the right is actually really unfortunate. I guess Luke could stop Lizard from shrinking? I don't know, let's play. Good Dino Star Brand, I guess. Tom Tracy! With the subscription that is an eternity. Thank you for the 108 months. Welcome back, I appreciate it. Did I lose my coin flip? I think I lost my coin flip, chat. I put my monkey in the middle, I need to put my monkey on the left. I guess it depends on what this is. We're at 19 here. Is this more than 5? This is probably, what's his name, huh? The plus 10? Plus 8? God, that's so frustrating. Oh my goodness! We put 2 rocks into their deck. That Malekith could have been a rock, too. That's such a huge feel-bads moment. We lost the coin flip on where the Hitmonkey was. We lost the flips on what modes the Nico Minaru was gonna have, and then we lost the flip on the Malekith. Actually just 3 different weighted coins. One of them was a pure 50-50, but the other ones were weighted coins. And we bricked on all of it. Ah, rip. No, playing Falco is wrong. I should have played Toxin. Because now if I draw 1 drop and I fill, I can't unfill the left. God damn it. I'm tilted from the previous game and just made a huge mistake. That's very frustrating. Yeah. Yep.
cook.
I'm muting, so I was like, sorry, I'm sitting here losing to discard. So I feel like I'm relatively unbiased from this position when I say it. I made a mistake to lose this game very badly. I really don't understand all of the hate towards the discard deck. This Bullseye deck isn't remotely popular, and the games I play against it often feel competitive and close. There's a lot of... I feel like it's a relatively straightforward deck with lots of different cards that interface with it. Like if you ask me to write down the list of tech cards that interact with the discard deck in some way, shape, or form, the list is really long. Yeah, unironically, I think that might be part of it. Shang-Chi doesn't make the list of cards that is good against that deck, which might be part of the reason why people hate it. It feels too consistent. You should really play the deck if you think it feels too consistent. I think the idea that it's too consistent is some big negativity bias energy. And I'm going to activate this so I can make a giant Hitmonkey next turn too, yeah? I also think the discard deck, even when it comes together, often doesn't have very good cube equity, which is another thing that makes it really not a big deal. Because it's really easy to see what your opponent's output range is going to be. But again, maybe that's part of the reason why I don't have a problem with it, is because I'm better at calculating output ranges than the average Marvel stat player is. A lot of people tend to be really atrocious at understanding how many stats their opponents are about to put on the board, even when all the information is directly in front of them. Counting is cheating. Yes, basically that. Do you have a YouTube video to show how to do those calculations? It's literally just counting, video gamer. It's literally just reading the cards on the board and counting it up. There's not some magic formula or shortcut. They have a free spectrum. Well, that's an incredible high roll. Our draw's not terrible, though, so maybe we got a shot here. They're gonna add 6 more to the center. Actually, I'm just supposed to do this, I think, yeah? They can add 13 more to the center. Oh, she's not ongoing. They can add 11 more to the center. Luke Cage plus Spectrum hitting these ongoings. And I don't think I put the Spectrum deck on playing a tech card, so I think I just do this, get another monkey, and then finish on a big monkey here. I'm aware it's turn 5, Gamer. Oh, the squirrel power comes back too. Yeah, I think this is fine though. And they just can't beat 21 power monkey on the right. If the Spectrum deck has Shang-Chi or Shadow King, that's just peak Marvel Snap and they can have my cubes. The fact that they're sitting here thinking about it probably means we're gonna die to a tech card out of the ongoing deck. Nope, just trying to make me sweat. Because it's optimal to take the timer and run it down in this game to see if your opponent will retreat. Marvel gamers. Marvel gamers. That was not a retreat later. I'd already locked in my play. If they retreated later from the start, it would have retreated right away as soon as I locked. That was them running the rope down to see if I would also retreat. The classic Ben Brode urge to shove endless cards in my hands. What if we do this, and then next turn we go Collector, Toxin, activate Black Swan? It means I lose value on the Stark Tower, but I also think that's fine.
Hey, you found a rook.
This game is incredible. Just such an incredible game. Oh my goodness. I think Darkhawk is good in the current meta. We actually cut Darkhawk from this deck earlier in the stream because I don't think that is the case, no. At least it wasn't Bishop. That's true. They only hit my second best card instead of my number one. Glass half full. They haven't discarded any swarms. Their Apocalypse is only 12. So I think I just do this and beat Apocalypse in both spots, yeah?
Victory.
Alright, I need to take a pause for a cause to let some adverts roll. We're gonna do one more leg with bounce before we try and change things up. We're gonna play a few different things today. Planning to do all snap. Appreciate the folks that are here early for it. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna be bouncing more when we return. Yeah, I actually, I've talked, so I know I just said I don't understand the hate towards this card. I don't think it needs nerfs. I have actually been a big proponent of they should take 1 point of power off of Gambit. I think Gambit is a deeply, frustratingly enough card that it should have a lower power rate than the other discard cards if you want to play it. I think that's the only card inside of the discard core where I'm like, yeah, I'd be happier if this card just like was less optimal in the deck. Make there be a cost to wanting to play it. All the hoops 2099 has to jump through to destroy a card and then Gambit's right there. Yeah, exactly. You know, that might actually be a fun video, is all of the cards that I can't believe they haven't buffed yet, and instead we're just like giving +1 to Devil Dinosaur. Tina, thank you for the 18 months. Welcome back. The Monster Puss as well. And like, the cards that get redesigned, they don't even need to be super busted or pushed, right? Like, Adam Warlock, I feel like, is now Marvel Snap's poster child of this was an incredible redesign. It's not in every deck, but also if you're an Adam Warlock enjoyer, you could play him and not feel embarrassed, and he's optimal in a number of decks. Like, reworks don't have to make things busted. Yeah, do you remember when there was, so, for a while, Second Dinner was having content creators do preview videos of the cards before they released for the main Snap channel. And one of the content creators accidentally showed an Electra that was a 2/2 that destroyed a 2-drop when you played her. And like, could we get that design? Does that design break the game? I don't think it does, right? Tackiest, thank you for the 30 months. Would that break the game? Like, it's super, like, that one's dangerous. I think that one's dangerous. But it would be sweet to see. Yeah, you destroy Sam, you destroy Mobius, you destroy Scream. Okay, I've decided. Second Dinner. This is the deliverance we need. I am willing to risk Victoria. I am willing to risk Victoria. Okay, chat, this is such a good Teenage Warhead. Holy. All right, in honor of that variant, the next deck we're playing today is Teenage Warhead. I don't know which one we're playing yet, but we're gonna figure out something, because that is art. If they're going to release more cards per season, they're more likely to want new effects on new cards rather than upgrading old previous cards. I think that your tinfoil hat is cutting off circulation to your brain, gamer. Absolutely no reason we can't have that cake and eat it too. There's so many different designs for cards in a game like Marvel Snap. It's actually offensive that Fastos hasn't been made. It's actually deeply offensive that Fastos isn't a 3/4 yet. Beyond absurd. All right, so there's a hood in my top 3 cards. Who gets adjusted first, Fastos or Kang? So, like, those aren't even reasonable comparisons, though, right? Because Kang is a card that needs a new text box. Fastos is a card in effect that's unique and interesting and novel and fine. Its numbers just suck. Yeah, Fastos has a ton of numbers on his card that you could work out in a few different ways. It's just so strange to me that he's been so bad for so long and they haven't touched any of his levers. Fastos being a 2. You know what? You want to, like, and this just shows you how many bigger fun swings they could take. You know what would be a really big fun swing that probably doesn't break anything? Make Okoye a 1-drop and make Fastos a 2. That's another one. You want to talk about OTA suggestions? Let's do that. Wind it up. Give me a big one. I think even if that ended up being a little bit too strong, that metagame would be fine where those are too strong for a little bit. I would be shocked if it was remotely problematic. And for reference, for people who aren't, who haven't been playing Marvel Snap since the Stone Age, Okoye was a 1 energy card at one point, and they had to nerf her. And just justifiably so, she deserved her nerf to 2 when she got it. Oh, man. I think the Rocket and Groot nerf from yesterday is relevant, and I think most of the rest of it is not. Is the development team allowed to do things that make you personally happy? Unclear. Crimson Cosmos is still a common rarity location, so probably not. This game easy to get into, absolutely. Marvel Snap does a really good job of what's the best way to put it? Marvel Snap does a really good job of making the basic rules really easy to parse. What if I do this? We pick up Nico, we bounce these 3. Bishop's gonna win this all on his own very easily. This gives me Hit Monkey with a 0 and some 1s. That probably wins the center next turn. I guess the downside to picking these up is it lets them Juggernaut me into the vault next turn, because they're definitely a Juggernaut deck, right? So maybe this is better for the sake of playing around Juggernaut, moving my cards. Oh, man.
Hey man, I'm cool.
The problem here is I'm still dead to Juggernaut now. I can only play 3 cards alongside my Hitmonkey, so it's only 9. So I can get 9, 12, 14 over here, only gets me to 19. And I can't compete here, right? Wait, I don't have priority. Does this win the game? Magneto could get us. A lot of these decks don't have room to play Magneto. I wanna fill here so that way they can't Juggernaut me into here. They could Killmonger plus Juggernaut and push us right. It's a big old boomer snap. Killmonger Juggernaut could be a thing. Otherwise, 9 power. I guess I don't win the breaker if they tie me. And like arrow or cannonball plus shield ties me. Yeah. There's too many permutations we lose to. If I would have gotten the Nico back to my hand. Yeah, so the Lady Deathstrike means they're playing the build with Uncle Ben. And the Uncle Ben build also plays Killmonger. So Killmonger plus Juggernaut would let them open up here and then push my monkey into here. And I also just lose here on rate because I didn't get my Nico back to my hand in some cases, so we gotta go, unfortunately. I'm not one to drink, but I feel like I need to start drinking when I play bounce and just take a shot every time someone asks if they can cut corner ice, man. Never fails. Just a constant barrage of can we cut these cards. No, stop it, bad gamer. Bad gamer! Stop it! I'm sorry, Jeff. I don't know. You don't know. You and everybody else. It's all you want to do is cut the good cards. Do you think the Hella bundle is a good buy? Absolutely nothing you could buy in Marvel Snap is a good buy, chat. You're literally paying money for pixels. Who would possibly pay money for pixels? Could you imagine paying money for pixels like some kind of mark? What kind of sucker would you have to be to exchange your hard-earned dollary dues for pixels? Why lose money on Ben Brode's pixels when you could lose money in the stock market, chat? Come on now. Don't lose your money on pixels like some kind of mark. Lose your money on stocks like a sophisticated person trying to save for retirement. Waste your money like an adult. I think I've played against this person 4 times the last 90 minutes. They're the only person currently playing Marvel Snap in my MMR bracket. Wow, that extra energy is actually really good for us. Holy.
I found a rock.
So they're going to 12. And I'm gaining 9, 13, 14. I'm going to 18. So they would need 7 here to beat us. Or Juggernaut. Order for Negasonic. Good call out, honestly. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss.
Hey, I found a rock.
Casual 3-8 Rocket and Groot. Yeah, like instances too, right? Like comparing Rocket and Groot to the Hitmonkey in my deck where I had to like warp my entire deck around Hitmonkey to make it work. It's just like comical. I have Nico, so I think I can stay on the Onslaught Citadel snap. Oh, this is just I have a good hand snap. Okay. We don't know if they're classic move or bounce move yet. Could be either.
I am the Sorcerer Supreme.
So I think in order to win this game, I'm going to need to disrupt them. So I think I want to get more of these as opposed to more demons.
Hey, man, I'm cool.
Are they A, B's together right here? Yep. So I auto lose. Well, I lose the path that they pull something into with what's it called. I'm probably just supposed to leave. I am a fish though, glub glub. I wonder if there's ever a world where I'm supposed to just go really hard in one lane and kind of minimal in the other two, and hope that things end up okay for me that way. So, I actually just won a classic Marvel's. I actually just lost a classic Marvel Sap coin flip at the end of the game area. If I simply would have made this my demon path and made this my hitmonkey path, we win the game. You know, it's actually interesting, just a way to think about it. I think I didn't fully think about how many coin flips this game has until after I started playing Pokemon Pocket that has literal coin flips in it. Because of how much pushback there was from people about the literal coin flips, and then starting to think about, oh, like, well, how often are those actually happening in the other game that we play? It's like they can't possibly happen that often. People are so mad about them happening in Pocket. Narrator, they happen very often, and people are very silly. All right, the aeroship deck does not have Goliath, at least. We've got that going for us. Glass half full.
Hey, you found a rook.
I think it's this, and then we go Bishop, like, plus Toxa next turn. And this Forge is gonna move, so I can do it in the center without filling my hand with junk. You think our airship opponent realized their Patriot location was going to move? I'd wager they didn't. Otherwise, they probably would have saved the demon.
I found a rock.
I think the main difference between Pocket and Snap isn't just that you see the coin flips visually, but how many of them happen per game. In Snap, you only get 1 to 2 per match, but in Pocket, you'll often have multiple. Two things. One, I think the decks that have multiple coin flips in Pocket are the ones that you're choosing to play. Two, I would say the weight of each individual coin flip is higher in Snap. I would actually put forward the argument that the more flips you have over the course of the game, the less bad each coin flip feels, because there's more chances for you to break towards the mean of the coin flip distribution to have the game go, have your decisions wait for the game, right? Like if you're like, oh, well, there were 6 coin flips in this Pocket game, but there was only 1 flip in the Snap game, but it's like all 6 of these coin flips mattered, whereas this 1 flip in Snap mattered. It's like, well, then only that 150-50 mattered, right? Whereas like in Pocket, it could be like, okay, I need 2 of these 6 flips to go my way, or I need 4 of these 6 flips to go my way, or however many there is, right? The less you have, the higher impact the ones that happen have. I will say, and I think this is, I don't actually think I've even talked about this before, but it's an interesting thing to think about too. I actually think one thing Marvel Snap does very well that has to do with its end game coin flips is the design of tech cards in Marvel Snap lets players feel like they have a chance in the game right up until the game is over most of the time. Whereas because Pokemon Pocket is so chess adjacent, you often look at a game board in Pokemon Pocket and you're like, I'm checkmated in 3, we should just be done here. There's no sequence or permutations of cards I could draw or my opponent could draw that gets me out of here. I'm dead, I should go next. Whereas a lot of the time in Marvel Snap, you're not 100% dead or 99% dead until the last turn of the game. All of my cards are everywhere. I think for people who are really good at games, being able to see that you're dead and move on feels good. I think for the average human being who's just pushing buttons and watching numbers go up, knowing that you're dead is bad. It's like the so you're saying there's a chance meme, right? Like for a lot of people, they just want to know that there's a chance. I want a coin flip! Yay! Coin flip! Ooh, Falcon is tasty. Okay, so Ham and Iceman are going to stay on the board. Yes. Yes. Falcon pulls cards back to your hand in the order they were put on the board.
Victory.
I mean, that's probably a game that a combination of Korg and Iceman won for us, but it still just doesn't feel very good. it's just this card's it's so soul crushing. Yeah, maybe they just have Killmonger. I don't know. We have points left over, so maybe we're fine. We're probably fine. I think we finished down with this deck overall, yeah? Yeah, 9 and 10, slightly less than 50%. I don't know. It wasn't bad enough that I'll delete it because it's one of my favorite types of decks to play, but our stream title of Man Gets Sandcastle Kicked live on stream was definitely painfully accurate, so I don't think I have any changes. I think Hitmonkey was definitely better than Darkhawk in those games. I'll leave that swap in there. Let's tap it and roll and see if we can find joy in something else. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere.